Hi everyone, welcome back to our B Corp journey vlog. I'm so excited to take you through this next bit. At Enso, we've officially moved from the evaluation queue to the evaluation stage. So we'll be talking a little bit more in depth about that process today, how we were notified, and what information we were asked for. And yeah, we're just very excited to continue moving in this process and to continue sharing our journey with you. So, we received an email from our evaluation analyst a couple of days ago, introducing himself, letting us know we had been assigned an analyst and that we were moving forward through the certification process and that we were officially done with the evaluation queue. So, he let us know in this email that he had assigned us some tasks in the review section, which is what you're seeing here on your screen. And in the email, he said that the best way to communicate with him was directly through the B impact assessment and through the tasks that he had assigned us. So any information he was asking for, he asked us to upload it directly here rather than emailing it to him just for organization's sake and kind of speed up the whole process. So what you're seeing here is our new list of evaluation tasks. So in this track confirmation, we were given 6 separate questions from our analyst to look into. I ended up copying them into a Google document to answer and go through and make sure I got all the information correctly, rather than just typing it directly into this comment box up here. Definitely found it easier to do it that way. Highly recommend it. So he was asking us questions to confirm that we were on the right track, which we talked about how important that was in a previous vlog. He asked us questions to make sure we weren't working with any controversial industries, to make sure that we were a separate and distinct entity. Because if we were not a separate and distinct entity, say we were owned by someone else, or we had majority owned subsidiaries, or we shared branding with someone, that would change the B Corp process. And we might have to do more than one B impact assessment or include all of them in the B impact assessment. We'd have to go through that analysis of our complexity. But luckily for us, Enso is its own entity. We do not share branding, so we were able to let them know that and kind of avoid that complexity there. We also had to do a bit of a deep dive into our IBM. So we have on our B Impact assessment the impact improvement impact business model as something that we do at Enso because our business is really focused around helping all of our customers have an increased positive environmental and social impact through their sustainability strategies and actions and communications, of course. So they wanted to get a little bit more information because, as I've said in previous videos, you absolutely will have to give specific information about that impact business model to make sure that you are deserving the points that you're getting there and that you are understanding what the IBM is. So I took a decent amount of time going through these 8 questions to make sure that I was giving as much information as I could that was relevant and clear. So something I want to point out to you is that now that we are in the evaluation stage, we cannot make any more updates to our B impact assessment. So you'll see up here that it says this assessment is read only. So if I were to go into the governance section, I can click in and I can access the information, which is really helpful, just so I can look back on exactly what I answered to make sure that I am providing the best information for my evaluator. And when I was answering all those questions that I showed you briefly before, obviously I don't remember off the top of my head all of these questions, so it's nice to be able to look back, but I can't go back and change any of my answers. So even trying to click through, you see it's this dark gray color rather than the color matching the governance section like it was when you could edit it. So keep that in mind and make your last edits in your evaluation queue. We actually didn't make any changes while we were in the evaluation queue. We really took the time to make sure before we submitted it was fine, but it is nice to have that barrier and that little buffer zone just in case you do need to make a change, or if you've added a new policy or updated something that might get you a couple more points. So you never know with that, but I did want to point that out that from this point on, we will not be able to change our B impact assessment. Changes might be made to the B impact assessment by our evaluator or by our verifier when we get to that point. But we as an organization are not able to make those changes anymore. I found out that we actually got an evaluator assigned to us quicker than I was expecting. So going back to some of our earliest vlogs where I talked more in depth about keeping all of your information organized while you are doing the B impact assessment initially, I think that that is just so important and was so helpful for me to get these questions that our analyst asked us turned around very quickly. And because, as we've mentioned before, you can't control how long you are in the queues, but you can speed up the process a bit by being responsive and by having everything organized. And honestly, I was very, very thankful to have things organized to get these questions done and sent out sooner rather than later, because I'm very excited to keep doing this process and to keep learning and to keep sharing with you how it all goes. So thank you very much for joining us, and we will continue to update you on our journey through the B Corp certification process.